I listened to a podcast with one of the regulators that worked under Gary Gensler, and at the very least, it was frustrating. Essentially, what he talked about is how the SEC manages $123 trillion in securities. And what I don't think he's hearing is that $123 trillion out of the retirement funds from everyday people is sent to 0.1% of the businesses so that they have an opportunity to thrive. But our own local businesses are not afforded that same tool to raise money. And then what they say is if tools are created to do that in their infancy while they're building them, they have to be prepared to go through the exact same regulatory processes as a New York Stock Exchange company. That is like saying a peewee football team should be able to compete at the level of the National Football League. These companies will need sandboxes and regulatory frameworks that allow them to build, to offer the everyday people the same tools. Do you know how much it costs to take a company public? And there are lesser versions, there are regulatory exemptions, but these companies need a space to grow in. And it is obvious that requiring these startup companies to compete at the same level as a publicly traded New York Stock Exchange company is prohibiting development for tools that the everyday person could use to raise capital, to have an equal playing field. There are a lot of issues to cover in this discussion, but the bottom line is the everyday person deserves not only the protection of the Securities and Exchange Commission, but also the support for unlocking capital flows. And I agree that maybe they are not funded to do that, but we, the everyday people, need to push our legislators to provide the funding and make this a priority so that these tools are available to more people than just the well-connected, wealthy insiders.